welcome to Edison Open Forum Cannabinoids 2021. My name's Vivian Parry. Now, legalization, increasing acceptance and demand for both pharmaceutical and consumer products mean the cannabinoid industry is booming. By 2026, the global market is estimated to be worth $60 billion, but biosynthesis could take it to new heights. Edison Open Forum asked the brightest minds in CBD what they think the impact of biosynthesis will be and what's next for their sector. With me is Gul'an Britton, CEO of Univo Pharmaceuticals. Gul'an, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Now, you're a medical cannabis company. Tell me what you do, because you're an integrated company with both farms and pharma, if I can put it like that.
Yeah, actually in Israel, you have to grow within a farm under the GMP, IMC, GAP certified. So the growing part is actually going from the seed until the pharmacy stores is all controlled by the Ministry of Health. After you grow it, you have to produce it in a IMC GMP manufactory. It's actually parallel to the GMP pharma, as you know, from any kind of pharmaceuticals that you have. And after that, you have to sell it in the pharmacy store, like any under prescription, like any pharmaceuticals that you know. And in Univo, we have the all supply chain, we have the farm, we have the manufactory, and we have the pharmacy store as well in the center of Israel. We actually distribute to 150 pharmacy stores in Israel as well. We have our all line of products, including CBD products, including THC product, high THC, high CBD, and the balanced products. We actually distribute oils and flowers, and we have the R&D part that actually developed the new product that are going to be coming soon.
That's a pretty comprehensive coverage of the cannabis market. But tell me, what's driving the increase, do you think, in the market at the moment?
Actually, there is a huge demand. There is a huge demand to this. It's not actually a drug. It's between supplements to a pharmaceutical. It's something in between. So there is a huge demand because we know it's work, but we don't know how it's work. We know it's work to patient and to PTSD symptoms. It's working on another symptoms like epilepsy and Crohn's disease and another symptoms that actually the illness, we know it's work, and it's work tremendous. It's doing something that the patient didn't get from another drug that they already buy. So the huge demand are really increased, because if 2 or 3 or 4 years ago it was prohibited to use cannabis, now it's more likely. It's the population are actually looking at as something as that giving majority to the illness, so it's came more popular in this industry right now. Even in London, we know that.
Now, biosynthesis is coming on the scene, and there are always problems with the production of the plants because it's of such variable quality depending on season and temperatures and all those kind of things. So how do you see biosynthesis affecting this whole sector?
Look, in this industry, in the cannabis industry, there is a lot of things that we don't know more than things that we know. So actually, we don't know what kind of cannabis strain going to what effect, or what this kind of cannabinoids or this specific cannabinoids working on what specific syndrome or indication. So we don't know how it's going to work or what are the really side effects. We know that there is minority side effects. That's why we don't use those. We don't use those side effects right now. It's working. We know how it's work. We sell it. We know that. Look, in Israel, it's 40 tons per year. It's 100,000 patients right now in Israel. It's a huge market. So we don't really know how we use those how you call it, PC biosymptoms. So we don't know how it's work.
But do you see that biosynthesis might be helpful? In other words, that, you know, when you do know exactly which cannabinoids you want in quantity, you can use biosynthesis? Or do you see a future in which there are still crops, whether they're outside or inside?
Of course, you can isolate it. If you can isolate those specific cannabinoids, you can know how it's work. But there is no there is not the syndrome effect or the entourage effect. There is the entourage effect that's actually said that some kind of cannabinoids in the same junction can work on the same syndrome, on this specific syndrome. We don't know how it's working.
So if I can put words in your mouth a bit here, what you're saying is that actually the whole plant effect may be what's important rather than the isolated cannabinoid.
Right now, we know that the entourage effect, this is what it works. Because if we want to isolate it, the research is more deep than we know. We don't know really what is working on what kind of cancer or what kind of cells. We don't know yet, but we know the entourage effect is working. About the indication right now that the patient get the drug in Israel is for PTSD or pain, any kind of pain. So we know it's working on pain, but we don't know how it's working.
So do you see biosynthesis as a threat to your business, or do you see it as a potential advantage for the future?
It's a different business. It's a biomedical, it's a pharmaceutical business. It's different. It's cost a lot of money. That's why we don't want to go there right now, because we need a lot of budget to research this kind of biosynthesis.
You're going now, from what you say, you're going much more for the wellness market,
yes,
and not the kind of the pharmaceutical end of the market.
Absolutely.
So what are the big opportunities for you at the moment, and what are you thinking of next for your business?
What is the next for our business? First of all, is to develop the new strain. There is all the time development for new strain that actually specific on goes specific to special indications. If we go into Crohn's disease, and if we go to epilepsy, and to I'm sorry, I forgot those kind of illness. There is a lot of patient from cancer, from chemistry. If patient go to chemistry and they get the pain, so we want to actually to provide the special treatment to special indication. This is the next step. The next step after that is to get the drug delivery. If it's suppository, if it's cream, if it's gels or pills. Another treatment that you can get not from only flowers or oil. If you can get it from another medical device that you can provide, of course, it's under prescription and it has to be under the supervisor of the Ministry of Health. But this is the next step of this industry, and it's doing tremendous. Right now in our R&D, we have suppositories, we have pills, we have creams that's working. So you can get it with not only from smoking or oils.
So there are a lot of very important medical applications which will continue to grow, but there is at the moment a kind of wellness industry which is not very serious. You know, things like CBD in washing powder or CBD impregnated underpants, which was one thing I saw on the internet.
CBD is a different market. It's a different market.
But do you think that that market will fall away as a bit of a fad, where the kind of market that you're in will continue to grow in a much bigger way?
Look, it's a different markets. The CBD markets, it's, I think, 6 or 7 times bigger than the medical market. Because CBD, you can get it any kind of, I don't know, special stores or dispensaries or whatever in Europe. And the CBD products are different. But you cannot write down on any kind of product that it's good for, or it's health for, or it's working for. It's only CBD products. And it's with CBD isolated, and this is without THC. It's coming from hemp, usually, or isolated, and it don't have the entourage effect. Because it don't have the entourage effects, you don't know really how it's work or when it's work. It's only CBD. The medical markets, it's different. It's including THC, it's including the psychoactive cannabinoid that's working on the brain in some kind of treatment. So it's different market. We know the medical market are increased, huge, and it's going bigger and bigger.
Another thing I wanted to ask was about ESG and sustainability in particular, because a lot of these crops that are grown in glass houses need a lot of energy. There's a lot of waste material from extraction processes. Do you think those issues of sustainability are going to be something that is going to be part of your thoughts for the coming years?
I don't think we use a lot of power or a lot of energy, because in Israel it's a warm country. There is a lot of sun. That's why we actually grow in greenhouse. It's a different product than the other. It's not a greenhouse. Actually, it's indoor. It's indoor growing part. That actually working on Canada, because in Canada there is not a lot of sun like in Israel. So we use a lot of sun. It's a warm country, and it's not cost a lot of power. And all the waste that we have from the plant, it's neutral, so it's coming back to the earth. So we are actually want to work green in a green part.
So you are one of these bright CBD minds that we want to tap into. So Golan, what are your thoughts about the future of this sector? Where is it going? Look into your crystal ball.
Are we talking about the medical cannabis or the CBD sector?
Well, I think actually your thoughts on both would be helpful, because it's very helpful to investors to know where you think it's all going.
First of all, if you are an investor, you need to look at the team. This is what my objective. You have to look at the team. You have to look at who run the company, because there is a lot of ups and downs in this sector, if it's a public company or if it's private company. And the team is really, really important, who running this whole show. And of course, if you are a full integrity company, it's more helpful for you to be fast and to be, I don't call it selective, I can call it flexible, because this market, you have to be flexible. Now, the market's demand for high THC, you have to supply the high THC demand. Now it's working on the balance demand. You have to be with the full products, with the full package of products. And the CBD sector is just increased, because now you have eatables, you have ice cream with CBD, you have the wellness part, you have the cosmetic part with CBD. So it's increasing, and it's all the time coming up with the new products. And it's without regulation, so you can sell it for anyone who wants. Unlikely, not like the THC part, that you have to sell it under prescription, and the patient have to go to the doctor, and it's taking time until he get this medication or this prescription. So I think the demand is working on, and as we can see, there is a huge demand in these two sectors, in the CBD sectors and in the THC sectors. If we just want to compare, Israel is 9 million people. The market in Israel right now is 1,000 patients. It's 40 tons per year. You know how much the market in UK? The market in UK is only 2 tons. You are 64 million people. So if you want to compare it with only 9 million people, we are actually supplied to the market 40 tons. In UK, it's only 2 tons. So the demand is huge, and you have to work with this, and it's all under regulation. This is what blocking this up. And we see that the regulator gets more positive way in those kind of years to actually to provide the cannabis industry, to help to the cannabis industry.
Yes, the regulation is an important part of the future because it is regarded with suspicion by some regulatory authorities around the world. But I wanted to finally ask you to just tell the investors who'll be watching Edison Open Forum, what's your investment case? What would you say to the person who might be thinking of investing in your company? Why should they invest in you?
Look, we are rapidly rushing up. We came up with 3.5 years ago, and now we are one of the biggest suppliers in Israel. Israel is one of the biggest markets in the medical industry in Europe. As I said before, we are 40 tons. I think my team is the best team who is running the company. This is, I think, the best way to look over it. In Israel, there is farms and there is manufacturers, and there is only 2 companies, and we are one of them that's actually control the farm and the manufacturer. So you control the quality of the strain, you control the supply chain, and you control the time that you get it to the market. This is really, really important, because if I put it on the shelf, the first, I'm actually going to be there, and there is not room for all of them, for all of the products. There is a capacity for the shelf. So I think just look at the team. This is the most important thing.
Very eloquently put, Gul'an, and thank you so much for your help in this Edison Open Forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.